Let the church say amen. Amen. Let the church say amen again. Amen. Amen. We are so grateful to God for each and every one of you being in our service today. We want to lift the 23rd Psalms, Psalm 23. Amen. It says, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He lead me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He lead me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. Today I'm going to talk from the second verse. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Amen. Today I want to talk about the Lord knows what I need. Amen. The Lord knows what I need. Amen. The Lord knows, even when I don't know what I need. A casual reading of the 23rd Psalm, the one that David, who was king of Israel, he was also a shepherd boy, attending his father's sheep. He was known as the sweet psalmist of Israel. He was known as a worshiper. He would help the people of Israel in their worship experience. He was also known as a giant slayer who stood up against this giant by the name of Goliath. It is that David, you do know him, don't you? It is that David that if you read this 23rd Psalm casually, get the impression that the psalm is about the sheep or about David. Because when you read it, there's a lot of me and I in the text. But when you go through the 23rd Psalm with a more steady approach, more meditative approach, when you allow Psalm 23 to saturate your heart, you will discover it has really little to do with the sheep and everything to do with the shepherd. I believe that's why David wanted to be very clear in his declaration that the Lord is my shepherd, because he knew that his welfare depended on who his shepherd was. My brothers and sisters, David also helped us to understand that in this matter, in this process, we have a choice when it comes to the shepherd. We do not have a choice who our parents are. We have no choice who our children are going to be. We have no choice in what race we was born into. We have no choice in the size we was going to grow up to be. Some of us grew up to be tall, some short, some turned out to be wide, some thin. We have really no choice in some areas of our life. But David helps us understand that when it comes to the part of a shepherd, you have a choice. And that's why he said, I don't know who your shepherd is, but he said, the Lord is my shepherd. And so when you read the 23rd Psalm, you will find that it has nothing really to do with the sheep. It has everything to do with the shepherd. And he says that the Lord is my shepherd, and because he's my shepherd, I shall not want. When you study the life and the times of Jerusalem, you will know that the times in which they lived in the summertime, the grass was brown. It was a heated area, and the grass was brown. The sun would burn the grass. And so the shepherd had two tasks or two choices he had to make. Number one, he had to search and go out looking for greener pastures. He could not afford it. He wanted his sheep to be healthy. He wanted his sheep to be productive. And he wanted good wool, good milk from his sheep, he had to make sure they ate from the right field. And so he had to go out and tedious look for greener ground for his sheep to feed on. Also, if he could not find greener pastures, it was up to the shepherd to go out and find some land. He would have to find it during the winter time. He would have to go and take all the rocks, all the glass off the ground. He would have to buy some expensive seed. He would have to fertilize the ground. He would have to plant the ground, cultivate the ground, and hope that when springtime comes, there will be green pastures. And so you see that the shepherd had to work overtime, whether he had to look for greener property or whether he had to grow it up himself. He had work that he had to do for the life of the sheep. And so he prepared and led them to greener pastures. But not only that, when he got them there, he had a tough time in causing his sheep to lie down. Now, it was not easy for sheep to lie down, and he had to find a way to help the sheep lie down.